he's like of that time period where I guess people eclipse him or there was just more visibility of it. But I totally agree, dude. We've talked about him twice, I think maybe twice in 2 weeks because of shows that he was on, because he was on Larry Sanders.
He was on Larry Sanders, and he's Barnacle Boy.
See, Steve, this is the experience of smoking with first timers. Yep. It starts getting weird because Robbie's like, man, I just wish my dad was here. I could tell him how much I loved him. I'd be like, all right.
And I don't know if this was a fake slow motion. It looked like it was, because it's comedic genius he is, man.
Happened in the 90s.
There's a guy that we've talked about recently. We talked about him a couple of times, and we lost him in 2019. And I'm talking about none other than Tim Conway. I feel like as far as like that slapstick, physical humor, we mentioned the Jim Carreys, the Robin Williams, the
Tommy Davidson, Steve. I'm just going to throw like a deep cut in there.
Tommy Davidson. You can even throw 90s Martin Lawrence.
Yeah, definitely. But I think what you're saying is Tim Conway underappreciated.
Tim Conway belongs in that family. I feel like he's off that. He's a branch. Steve Martin and Martin Short, those were the other ones I was trying to think of. But Tim Conway, man, he definitely earned his spot because the guy's been active. He was active all the way to the 2010s. He was actually doing Dorf up until the 2010s.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought they just had the tape and they just kept pushing it, like a set it and forget it infomercial or something. But man, it is wild. I think it is because he's like of that time period where I guess people eclipse him or there was just more visibility of it. But I totally agree, dude. We've talked about him twice, I think maybe twice in 2 weeks because of shows that he was on, because he was on Larry Sanders.
He was on Larry Sanders, and he's Barnacle Boy. So we talked about him in the episode of SpongeBob. And the guy's been active since the 60s with McHale's Navy. And I think the thing that really blew him up and gave him the limelight was the Carol Burnett show, which lasted, I don't remember how long. It lasted over a decade. So he went from that to doing various cameos. His cameos have always been funny, just like the Larry Sanders one. He did an episode of The Simpsons, Speed 2, Cruise Control, The Shaggy Dog, and the Apple Dumpling Gang, all of that.
Put him in. Whatever Hall of Fame there is, put him in it. He definitely is. And it is weird because if you'd ask me that question before we did this show, or even before this past 6 months, and been like, what do you think of Tim Conway? I'd be like, oh, okay, dwarf, Right. I didn't realize how prolific of a career he had, but apparently Dorf can do everything, Steve, not just golf.
He was even in the Drew Carey show for an episode, Seventh Heaven.
So clearly he had the respect of the people that knew, obviously. If
Definitely.
you knew, Steve.
Especially in the television game, man. Certified legend.
Timmy C. Dorf, man. I need to find that Dorf can golf because me and my dad got that. And even that tape, as cheesy as it looks, classic, Steve.
Still funny. Dorf in the Trial, Dorf in the Tea Time. And these were all in 2011. Dorf in the New Toga, Dorf in the Confession, and Dorf in the Angry Fan.
Was this like a YouTube video series or how were these released?
They say they were short videos and they might be available on YouTube. I know in 2011, people were still getting DVDs, but yeah, I'm pretty sure all of these are available on YouTube.
Tim Conway, not still with us, Steve?
We lost him in 2019. 2019.
And he made it, though. How old was he when he passed? Rest in peace, Tim Conway.
He was 85.
Okay, that's some good time. Half of his life, he was famous, too. This guy was killing it.
Yeah.
He never stopped, apparently. For an actor, that's kind of the dream. So give some flowers to Tim Conway. I feel terrible for not realizing how awesome he was prior to this show, Steve.
I mean, you could say that for a lot of stuff we cover on this show.
That's what this show's about. Education.
This is Steve G and Mad G with Happened in the 90s, a show where we talk about what happened in the 90s. So get out your 2 Live crew and your 2 Wong Fu.
He did it all. Acapella.
Another one of my favorite songs, theme songs without lyrics. It just hits you.
It matches the show perfectly. I mean, it's a show about a college football coach, Steve. It's fantastic. And it is memorable because without even watching the show for decades, I could have acapellaed the theme song. It was that like pinpointed into people's skulls.
Yeah, and speaking of things that I didn't appreciate until way later in life, this was actually a good show.
I'll tell you, Doris Shunk, my grandma, appreciated the hell out of some Craig T. Nelson. We used to watch this show when whatever channel it was on, maybe ABC. I don't remember.
ABC.
This was a must watch for Doris Shunk and Matt G as a young boy. So I was eating peanut butter cups and drinking Tang and loving me some Craig T, Steve.
There we go. Today, my friend, we're talking all things February 5th in the 90s. Honey, I'm home. Starting off in 1990, NBC is airing Murder in Mississippi. In 1964, members of the Ku Klux Klan murdered 3 civil rights workers who had traveled to the South to encourage African-American voter registration. Examines the last 3 weeks in the lives of the slain activists. Directed by Roger Young, starring Tom Hulce, Blair Underwood, and Jennifer Grey.
I had never seen this prior to us doing research for this show, Steve, but Blair Underwood getting some young drama heat. And just a quick shout out to some youngins in this movie that made their first, what I think is movie appearances.
Yeah.
Greg Kinnear, Steve?
Yeah, as Greg Kinnear.
As Greg Kinnear, he's that cool. And then one Walton Goggins, who I feel like is just made to play white trash. Is he acting?
That man's been ugly his whole life. I'm convinced.
Crazy. The younger he is, Steve, the uglier he is, I gotta say.
No, man. It's about neck and neck. I just looked at his wiki and God, dog, just what are you doing up there? Walton Goggins? First of all, I don't even like the name. It sounds like some made up shit.
The man's a legend, Steve. Give him a little bit of slack. I mean, as somebody who lost his hair, can't you sympathize with a guy just trying to hold on a little bit to what he's got?
Yeah, I mean, you make enough money, man. Go to Turkey. If you're trying to hold on, go to Turkey. Get the whole fronts. Get all this. Because right now it's coming back. It's reclining. It's coming back, man.
I mean,
like
now he has
Grandpa's chair.
Walmart money. He's doing Walmart commercials, Steve. So I would hope Walmart could get him on a private jet over to Turkey, get that fixed up. You know, like we've talked about, there's some people who are successful, like what I would call, and this is with as much or as little disrespect as possible, ugly actors. That's your thing. You know, Clint Howard isn't getting hired to play male lead number 1. He's getting hired to play creepy, ugly guy. And Walt Goggins is just the most successful version of that, I would say.
And he plays this racism well. You know, if I could even say that. But I think the first line he has, it's just like a rant, just basically naming all of the racist names you give black people. Cool monkey spell. Like, okay, Walton.
Damn, NBC. Oh man, yeah. I don't know where this dude came from, but I don't think the accent's a fake, and everything he's ever played has been just white trash. He was in that show on FX. It's about like a U.S. Marshal, and he plays like a hillbilly gang leader. And it's the same thing. He hates black people, you know, he wants to shoot people and whatnot. And that's basically what he's doing here.
Yeah.
2 decades before, Steve. So he built it up.
Yeah, he's from Birmingham, so go figure. And watching this movie, as you could imagine, man, it was triggering. It's based on a true story. And Blair Underwood, he's one of the lead guys that's trying to get black voter registration. There was a time, Matt, when he was neck and neck with Denzel Washington as far as having the honey swoon over a black man. You know, he was in LA Law for years and he made several cameos in shows. But over time, I mean, Denzel at this point is Denzel. The ladies still have a soft spot for Blair.
Blair's never going to go away from like the pussy pool, Steve. I mean, Denzel clearly, you know, he's the ultimo, but It is crazy to think that at one point Blair Underwood and Denzel Washington were neck and neck in terms of like respected actors and not just like handsome faces. Which I feel like that's kind of the lane that Blair Underwood's taken in his life. He's more of just like a handsome guy, you know, which makes you feel good.
And it also has Jennifer Grey, Miss Dirty Dancing.
Yeah. Shout out Jennifer Grey, who I didn't realize until watching movies with my wife that I think is very attractive. Jennifer Grey was a beautiful lady, but this movie, it makes you want to punch somebody. Sadly, there's a lot of things that are in this movie that have weird echoes that are going with stuff going on now. So there's a little bit of a triggering in that way as well. But yeah, man, this shit is awful. It's so awful that they've made multiple movies and like things about it. Because Mississippi Burning was this, Steve, if I'm not mistaken,
with Gene Hackman.
and that's like, I still remember like the tape cover of that. So it's not a fun watch. I think it's important to watch movies like this, even though it makes you want to hit somebody. I'll pull back and talk about the quality. It's crazy. Like I feel like this is a great quality movie for something that this was a made for TV movie, correct?
NBC in 1990.
Shout out. I mean, this looks like a regular movie. This could go right up against Mississippi Burning in terms of, I say, quality, maybe. Probably it's a little tamer, but I don't remember like specific details. But yeah, this is crazy.
And also, man, I want to give a shout out to the white people from those times that were forward thinking, progressive thinking, because they show that in the movie. I love it when they're giving Blair Underwood dap after his speech, and they're just like, they couldn't get the handshake right, but they're trying. And it's so endearing, man. It was a good look. It's good to know that those kinds of white people existed back then. It's a combined effort. Yes, black folks were taking the heat, getting extinguished with hoses and dogs sicked on them, man. But it was a collective effort, man.
Just wild to me to think like at any point, like, and I mean, it's not even specific to like racial situations, but like people hate any of this hate shit where you think that's like the natural reaction people have. It's like, that's nuts, dude. It's just crazy. I'm going to talk about that more with the movie that we're going to watch later, but it's just weird how many crappy people are just walking around. You don't realize, you know, it's strange.
Yeah.
And shout out to those cool white people back in the day, because Steve's right. That is tight.
In 1992, Dinosaurs is airing season 2, episode 17, A New Leaf. Important lesson is learned by all when Robbie brings home a mysterious happy plant, which makes everyone feel all groovy-like. As things spiral out of control, Fran finally has to put her foot down, or her paw down, however.
Yeah, whatever it is, Steve. I love it. I think I know why you picked this episode.
When I see a Disney Plus show missing an episode, just like that Simpsons episode with Michael Jackson, where can I find this episode? I gotta find, just like that Tailspin episode, the finale. Where can I find this?
Where are you at, Steve? You can find the Epstein files then, man. Forget this. We found this though.
I'm on it, Matt.
Yeah, thank you. I love that. What a great episode of Dinosaurs. Clearly, I didn't remember this.
No.
I wish I did, because it's fantastic, Steve. Give me some of whatever they're eating. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, we're smoking it. And we start off this episode with Earl. He's just getting into Robbie's ass. Cut Robbie's hair. You look like a girl or a bum. You look like a girl bum. It's like, dude, what the hell, man? My spikes are too long. My room's dirty. My breath stinks. What else, Dad? I've had it.
I'm out. Fuck you guys. I'm getting him. Or in this case, to a park with his buddy Spike, Steve. I mean, I get it, Robbie. I did this. I stormed out, went and smoked a cigarette with a buddy.
Smoked you a cigarette.
When George and Sonia were just getting on my nerves. It's pretty cool, Steve.
You're a rebel. His boy Spike's like, you did the right thing, Sinclair. I mean, he's always on my tail. Spike's like, when a man comes of age, he challenges dad for supremacy. He beats his ass, takes his territory, and takes his wife. Wait. That's my mom.
Yeah. Gotta do it, bro. You just gotta do it, bro. So Spike's on a wild one, but, you know, Robbie's still there. Spike's got a weird look, too. I just gotta point that out. Spike looks like something's wrong with him, but...
Is it the leather jacket?
I don't know. He's grungy in a way that's not bespoke of the look that he has. I don't like it. But they're walking around. They're dinosaurs, Steve. You got to munch, right? Got a lot of calories you got to consume. So they're looking around for food. But the living stuff, it's a little too hard to catch. These are teenagers. They're not full hunters yet. So they decide to munch on a little salad, Steve. Do a little salad toss.
Yeah, they spot this weird plant and they do some investigating. Like, man, let's try it out. Why not? Then moments later, they have the giggles. Man, I felt really bummed. Now I feel really good.
But then, see, Steve, this is the experience of smoking with first timers.
Yep.
It starts getting weird. Because Robbie's like, man, I just wish my dad was here. I could tell him how much I loved him. I'd be like, all right.
I love my dad. I love your dad too. You know what, man? I'm going to go tell him right now how much I love him and miss him. So Robbie comes home with the plant and he's like, man, you want to be under daddy's roof, eating daddy's food? You came to your senses? Yeah, man, you were right the whole time. I was eating this plant with Spike and I thought I'd share with dad. Plants make me happy.
It's pretty cool, Robbie, actually. It's pretty awesome. But Earl's like, there's no such thing, man. A plant that makes you happy, there's no way.
Let me take a bite of this shit.
I mean, look at this. It smells like shit. And then he eats it. Steve. Later, I mean, if we cut to later and all these things, he eats a little, just one little leaf to a dinosaur, which is crazy to me. He's all over the place. They're doing show tunes.
They're dancing.
Yeah, they're choreographed. They got a whole song. And then Charlene comes in and, harshes the mellow. She's surprised to see that they're not fighting. And then they show her the plant. And it's weird. What they're referring it to is just very juvenile. Like, it's a special happy plant. It's weird, Steve. Call it what it is, Dinosaurs.
Well, it is ABC in the 90s. She's like, you guys have changed. They offer Charlene the plant and tell her this is our special happy food. Then Fran wakes up. Good morning, perfect wife. She's like, Earl, shouldn't you be getting ready for work? Hey, look, it's Mom.
Mom, why do you have such a long shirt on? That's crazy. There are stones, Steve. They're still stone. Earl, Robbie, bonding like a mofo, but they're high. Earl should be at work right now. Robbie should be at school, but they're stoned, Steve. You forget things like that when you're stoned, man.
But Earl, he gets up to get ready for work, and then he realizes, I don't wear pants.
No one does, Steve. I was thinking about that when he said it. I was like, but nobody does. So how does he even know what pants are?
Right.
Weird, dude.
And now we have Earl at work walking gallantly, and his buddies ask him, where you been? It's nice of you to be concerned. Life keeps getting better. Wait, Earl, dude, you're unusually happy. He's like, dude, no, check this out. He opens his lunch pail and shows them the plant. He even gives them a piece. And then BP Richfield calls him in. You were late this morning. He's like, I know, sir, but check this out. He offers him a plant.
I do like Earl's just throwing out samples of the plant. He's Mr. Nice Guy. He's like, hey, guys, I found this crazy plant. And also, how has this not been found? It's right there. Is nobody eating this stuff?
Yeah.
Come on, guys. Where's the logic in this show, Steve? I mean, it's kind of crazy.
Maybe Robbie was the first to discover it. But BP Richfield, he's had enough of Earl being late, so he fires Earl. He's like, well, thank you, sir. I don't have to come to work anymore.
It's the best day of his life, Steve. But he's high, and he doesn't realize the consequences.
He was going to go to work, and then he got high. Ooh. Cut to Earl, Robbie, and Charlene. They're all spaced out. The baby wants some formula. He wants some food, fill his bottle. They're just ignoring the baby as if he doesn't exist.
I was trying to take care of the kid, and then I got high.
Ooh.
Now he's dead, and I'm still getting high. But no, he's fine, but he wants some formula. But Robbie gets into this weird tangent. obviously these people have smoked weed who wrote this.
Yeah.
The paranoia is going to set in, Steve. The noise.
Yeah.
Do you guys ever feel like you're being watched? It's like there's cameras just like watching us constantly. And then he breaks the fourth wall. He's like, wait, there's one right there. There's one right here. There's one right there, which would be terrifying. I would probably have a heart attack and die at that point. Robbie, just takes another bite of the plant, Steve. That'll take care of everything. The plant makes everything better. It gets it.
First time smokers, you all think you're philosophers because Earl, he's even like, why is the decimal system based on 10 when we have 8 fingers?
A lot of good pot convo going on. This is just good pot convo, Steve. Food for thought. Things that make you go, But then Fran comes in and actually goes, and is wondering why everyone's at home because they should be at school and Earl should be at work. So this plant's wreaking havoc with the schedules of these people. They're neglecting their duties. Baby's going hungry. Fran's concerned at this point, Steve, and rightfully so. I think we got a case here.
She went to the grocery store and her check bounced because there's no money in the account. Well, I got fired about a week ago.
She's like, well, what the hell, man? Where were you going all this time? And I would thought he was just going to get high and this was like a super sad story. Turns out Earl pulled a Billy Mad, Steve. He went back to school. He started in high school, though, and he's had to unfortunately be pushed back a couple of grades because the reading skills, the social skills, not up to par.
So he's going to be a cheerleader now. Like, what the hell?
What is this plan doing to our hood, Steve?
Yeah, my family is falling apart, and I think it's this plant. They ate all the food, even the baking soda.
Damn, I mean, what is this plant doing? I ain't never been that cracked out. But Fran's, she's fully sober, Steve, and she's fully on fire at this point. So she just grabs her and is like, we're going to your boss's office. I'm going to set this straight. So cut to the work site. Everybody that Earl gave that plan to is just tweaking, Steve. They're doing some choreography. And one of the guys, though, is giving in to the paranoia. I think his name's Ed. One of the guys is super just like worried about everything, which is hilarious. Earl and Fran show up, which is hilarious. This is just like Earl's basically like, ooh, everyone's like, you're in trouble.
Keep that away from my husband. And then they make it to Richfield's trailer and it's all tie-dyed. They go in, he's singing Jimi Hendrix. And this was like my path. When I started, I was like doing these air quote deep conversations and I was into Hendrix. Then I got into Bob Marley. Yeah, like they're really following that typical path, man. I feel like everybody falls into that category. You either pick Jimmy or Bob or both.
I mean, you just have to listen to both of that. And then there's like the Cypress Hills that you get into. And then you find the cool stoners. And that's where you really settle in and find your actual tribe. But they're stuck in this first level where it could go left, right. It could go any which way. You just don't know. But most of the time, it's great. So Mr. Richfield, he's loving it. He's got like a little orange dread horn thing going on. He's got glasses. He's definitely suited and booted to go to some kind of like 311 concert or something. Like maybe a Grateful Dead show. And he's even high to the point where he's cool with the workers being high. And he tells Earl, like, dude, everyone's just going to get high and get paid.
Man, not only can you get your job back, dude, you can be my assistant. We can lay back, eat this plant, and just chill, bro. We can get paid to chill.
Oh, yeah, dude. Dream come true. I'd be like, Fran, beat it. I got my job back, and this is it. So that piece of heaven lasts for about 1 second because Mr. Richfield gets a call from top brass. And I like how he's just like talking to him all chill too. He's like, what's up? Yeah. Oh, it's very unprofessional. Turns out Richfield pink slipped. Time to hit that plant, Steve.
He eats more plants. Free love. We cut back to the house. Earl, Robbie, and Charlene are passed out. The house is a sty. And Earl wakes up. He's in his cheerleader outfit. And he's got to make it because he's going to be at the bottom of the pyramid.
Oh, he let everybody down, Steve. Denise, Scotty. Fred with the gimpy leg. All those kids were like really counting on him. So, it's just this plan has consequences, Steve. It's ugly. The aftermath, the hangover, this isn't indicative of real life, but these kids, these first timers, they just did too much. They flew too close to the sun, Steve.
And Fran checks them all. Like, look, you need to figure something out. You need to leave this plan alone. And in the meantime, I'm going to my girlfriend's house and I'm taking baby with me. But look, the place is filled with happiness. But before they leave, baby has a pan. And he's like, this is your brain. This is your brain on the plant.
No questions. I mean, that's got to be a wake-up call. Earl's immediately going to snap out of this. No, his first inclination, got to find that plant. Where's that plant at?
Yeah.
I get that too. I mean, hey, you find something that works, keep going with it, but it's not going to work, Steve. So Earl finally comes to a conclusion that it's over. We got to stop this.
And I think it helps because they find Spike, and he serves as a cautionary tale. As they're looking for the plant, they find him laying in the plant. He's high, out of his mind. And they're like, you smell disgusting. Yeah, but I'm happy. He's been laying in that plant for about a week. He's like, look, man, I'm having a thought. This is where Earl says, maybe mom has a point. A cheap high has a downside. So we agree, no more plant, no more throwing our lives away, that we're going to destroy these plants. But Earl stops him. It's like, no. We must be stronger than the plants. We got to be bigger than that. We have to realize temptation's going to be everywhere we go.
Let's give a quick shout out to ABC for putting this on, because basically what they're saying in this moment is that it's not evil. You shouldn't villainize this cool thing. If it doesn't work for you, just chill. You don't got to destroy it and throw the baby out with the bathwater. I think that's pretty cool that they threw that little message in at the end.
I didn't really catch that, but yeah.
I mean, that's what they're saying, like we don't need to just kill it all. Like we just have to know that we have a problem. Just it's here, but that's not everyone's problem. That's at least how I took it.
Yeah.
If I college professor it, Steve, that's how when I'm talking to the intellectuals I talk with, how we took it.
Even though Earl says, man, we shouldn't destroy these plants. You fast forward and Fran is there with him and he's burning the plants because, I mean, she wears the pants in the house.
I wonder if that smoke is getting everyone a little choked up too, though, Steve, is my question. If we would have stuck around, but we don't, because we got to cut, Steve, behind the scenes. Robbie, he's just got to talk to the public and give a nice, very special moment to the audience. But I love that he's not cautioning us to not smoke weed or indulge in the plan, as it were. He's like, you got to stop the madness and stop TV shows from having moments like this.
It's not our first time covering a PSA episode. I remember the Saved by the Bell. There's no hope with dope.
Yeah. This is spoofing that, which makes me think that Dinosaurs, like writers and like people making this show, the creatives, were really pretty cool, Steve.
To be associated with Jim Henson, that's one thing. But then you make an episode like this, you got me, Dinosaurs. You got me.
Before we go to the next thing, Steve, I just want to say a huge shame on you to whoever the decision makers are that make this episode unwatchable in the normal way. It's stupid. Stop it. Stop being stupid.
I mean, I feel like this was a Disney Plus call or a Disney call because
man, they got crazy stuff on Disney Plus. Dinosaurs eating a plant. You gotta cut that out. This is too shocking. We can't have the kids watching this.
The implications are drug abuse, basically. But
hey, learn how to chill. Whatever.
I don't do drugs, just weed. In 1993, National Lampoon's Loaded Weapon 1 premieres. In this lethal weapon spoof, two mismatched LA cops investigate a case involving cocaine-laced Girl Scout cookies. Directed by Gene Quintano, starring Emilio Estevez, Samuel L. Jackson, John Lovitz, Tim Curry, Kathy Ireland, William Shatner, and a slew of other cameos.
Yeah. The gross lady from Kingpin that goes, ah.
I watched the
Star Trek, Steve, I think, was in this.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are in this, Matt.
Whoopi's in this.
Whoopi.
Dr. Ruth or Dr. Somebody's in this. One of those ladies is in this.
Joyce Brothers.
Yeah, there you go.
Emilio's brothers in this.
Are the Sheen boys as good as the Waynes doing these spoof movies? Because I'll tell you, man, you factor in Hot Shots and this, these are some bangers.
I mean, the Wayans family, I feel like they're top tier, man, because their whole movie career is all of that, as opposed to these guys. I mean, Emilio and Charlie, they have movies outside of the parody realm, but they definitely deserve a spot up there, man. And I watched the hell out of this when it was available on those free trial HBO, Cinemax, Showtime when it came out in the 90s, man. But apparently it didn't do well in the box office. It got bad reviews, and they planned a sequel before this was even released. They had a sequel, and they even had the cover art for it and everything. But because the lack of success of this film, they just nixed it all.
It's crap because it's really good. It's hilarious. The jokes, it's nonstop jokes. Like, you're not going to not laugh. I remember for me, Steve, this was what you said. When you got HBO, it was always on. And if you had a cool parent, which eventually my mom just accepted, I was going to watch like R-rated movies, which I don't even know this was rated R, but this was a library rental. The library across from the junior high had this, and I remember getting it from them and from my local Kroger video rental place a few times too when the pickings were low. Shout out to that place. And remember Kroger video rental, Steve?
I miss those days, Matt. I miss those days.
So convenient. It was so good. But this is great. The beaver joke, the Basic Instinct joke where they have the obligatory beaver shot, it just sticks with me, Steve. It's hilarious.
The typical overbearing black, was he the sergeant? Everybody shut the give me some coffee. Because I think the Beverly Hills Cop, the first one, his higher up was like that.
Man, get out here and give me some damn Scotty, make this thing work. He's constantly yelling. I don't think he ever doesn't yell, even when he's like ordering food and stuff. But yeah, dude, this is up there with one of the best spoof movies, in my opinion. I mean, it's a small list, but this is a great one. Check it out. And you get Sam Jackson in a spoof movie, you know?
When he had hair. And I find it funny that his character has this issue with shooting a gun. You know, he has some trauma from losing his partner, who was Whoopi Goldberg character. And we're only 1 year removed from Pulp Fiction, where he has no problem shooting guns.
I mean, he'll take a couple of guns. Why not? Get one out of the trunk, too. But yeah, that was hilarious. He's a cop who refuses to use a gun, Steve. Emilio, when he starts kicking the crap out of the people through the panes of glass, and it's just over and over again. They're just, for some reason, always going through a pane of glass in that fight.
It's great, man. I would recommend anyone who hasn't watched this. On that same day in 1993, The Vanishing premieres. The boyfriend of an abducted woman never gives up the search as the abductor looks on. Directed by George Sluizer, starring Jeff Bridges, Kiefer Sutherland, Nancy Travis, and Sandra Bullock.
Terrifying movie, Steve. And this is actually a remake, too. This movie was in the 80s. I find this movie terrifying, and the idea of the movie and like what Jeff Bridges is in this, completely terrifying to me when you think about how many people you walk by that are thinking weird stuff like this guy.
Yeah, it was pissing me off. I'm like, dude, just beat his ass. You beat his ass when he came to your door. Keep beating his ass. Well, if you want to find out what happened to her, you need to do what she did. I just beat your ass. I beat your ass, call the cops on you because, you know, she's not going to be found. You know, it's been years.
Yeah, do you think you're going to go see her? I agree with that. I totally agree. That's stupid. But there's so much that's done right in this movie, Steve, that you got to say, I feel like, at least for me, the review is this is a fantastic but terrifying movie. Kiefer kills it. I feel like it's weird that you'd think, like, if somebody told you about the story of this movie, that you'd think Kiefer Sutherland was the guy doing all the weird stuff and
You would
Bridges
think.
was the husband or whatever. It's
Yeah.
reversed. But I got to give it up to the dude, man, because he pulls this off. And I feel like what he does is creepy as hell. And he's really good at it too, man.
What was the movie we covered with Ray Liotta and Kurt Russell?
Oh, we actually almost watched that again, where he's like the cop who's a psycho. Carol!
Yeah, that's how I look at this with Jeff Bridges. It's like, oh, wow, you can go there? You can go there?
He has like a weird explanation for it too, where he saved like some kids. As he did that, he realized like, oh, I'm this good person, but does that make me a good person? Am I capable of doing bad things if I have all this good inside me? It's this weird, creepy explanation, but what creeps me out, Steve, is like basically most like the first part of this movie is a guy training himself to be able to kidnap somebody. You know what I mean? Going through the motions, seeing how to do it. He even practices on his daughter. This is a guy who has a daughter and a wife that is doing all this stuff. So they set up like suspense in a lot of ways. They set up this weird story where like his family thinks Jeff Bridges is having like an affair, but what he's really doing is killing chicks. But Kiefer kills it. And the scene where Kiefer gets buried alive, Steve, and wakes up, that shit scared the fuck out of me.
Are you claustrophobic? Because I am.
I don't think so, but I mean, I've never been in a situation that close, and I definitely would be claustrophobic then because I don't know, man. The way they set it up with the breathing noises and how the vision's just kind of like blurring and stuff, and you can't tell what's going on. It was crazy. So my review, see this. I had never seen this, didn't know anything about it, watched it pretty much against my will. I was like, well, I got to be able to talk about it. But ended up being like, dude, this movie is actually like crazy. It made me think, which is a good sign.
It made me want to kick Jeff Bridges' ass. But in 1997, Coach is airing season 9, episode 12, The Body Gardener. Hayden repeatedly goes out of way to helping his ex-handicapped gardener, Kenny Montague.
Kenny. But dude, just the pimpness of Hayden in this opening scene, just hitting some balls out of his office window into the stadium his team plays at. How baller is that? I don't know why I was just so impressed with that, but that's just baller status, Steve. He's the man.
He's the coach of a professional team at this point, the Orlando Breakers.
Oh, that's why Orlando was in. I couldn't remember that specific part. So he's a pro coach now. That makes a lot of sense.
Went from the coach of Minnesota to I think it was like a previous season or 2 seasons ago, he made that transition to the pros.
I think I remember like we did cover one where there was kind of like the story about him doing this, but he's shagging balls. He's just on top of the world and everyone's like, what's going on? You seem like super happy. And he's like, you know, man, like life's good, hitting a couple balls. I also given a speech at this country club, and Luther and Dauber are like, man, you hate giving speeches. What's the deal? And he's like, well, always helps when you get a free membership to this country club for doing it. And I guess like the company Biatch, Howard set it up.
Yeah.
I don't remember Howard, but Howard's like this company Biatch that they're always making fun of. And even Hayden, while he's like, yeah, man, he hooked this whole thing up. And I got to be honest with you guys. I really think we ought to like give this dude a little bit more respect than usual. You know, like I feel like we kind of crap on him a lot. And this dude's pulling it out, man. He got me a free membership to this place.
He comes into the office and he's wearing the whole football gear, helmet and everything. Being the whipping boy that he is, he was fetching all of Hayden's golf balls.
Hey, man, what's up, coach? He's like a little puppy, Steve Howard. Then we cut to the intro because Howard's got to take all that like gear off that he's in. We're still in Hayden's office, and I think this is a secretary. This lady in a tennis outfit comes in looking like the lady from Ghostbusters, but way less.
Rosemary.
Yeah. She tells Hayden that this guy Kenny Montague's in the office, and he's looking to see you, and Hayden's like, the vibe doesn't seem good, Steve, but he's like, let him in. Bring him in.
If you don't mind me asking, who is he? Well, he used to be my gardener, and then he almost killed all my plants. So now I guess he works as a parking attendant. So is there anything wrong with him? No, he just twitches a lot. He was hit by lightning.
Twice. Oh, I thought it was more than that.
I like how when Tim Conway comes in, he receives a loud pop, as he should, man. Legend in the game.
Should be a red carpet rolled out in front of him, for God's sake. But this guy's a lot. Kenny Montague, he doesn't even remember why he's there. Clearly, the lightning shots and the head shot, whatever he's been doing, is taking its toll. Because he's like, wait, why am I here? Oh, yeah.
You want to see me? Why? I don't know. You think I would?
Yeah, you think I would? Oh, that's right. I lost my job.
Well, thanks for your time.
Before he leaves, he's like, man, can I get like a job recommendation or something from you? Like, just so I can get a job. Your name goes a long way. And Hayden's like, I don't know, man. Like, it's going to take a while. And like, I don't even know what I would say in it. It's weird because I'm just like a football coach. He's like, oh, okay. And he goes to leave, and you're thinking he's leaving, but then he just stops and is like, yeah, stop all the calls. Can we get a couple of cups of coffee over here? He's going to make sure he gets that letter, Steve.
It's going to be a while. Then we cut to the next scene. Hayden and his wife, Christine, they're passed out in their bedroom. Then we see Kenny. He walks into Hayden's bedroom while they're asleep, and he's wearing a security uniform. He flashes his flashlight in his face, wakes him up. He's like, look, man, I'm here because you left your front door unlocked.
What are you doing here, man? Christine gets up. That's her name, right? I keep
Christine, yeah.
Christine, she gets up. She's pissed because he woke up the baby. So another strike against Kenny. Turns out Hayden, that job recommendation, got Kenny a job at the security company that watches over Hayden's house. So that's why he's there. He's there to watch Coach's house specifically because he's got a thing for it. So Hayden's like, whatever, man. Like, I guess that's cool, but I love how Kenny also is like, yeah, man, like I gave him like your recommendation letter and they were like super excited to give me a gun. Yeah. That's how you get a job at ICE too, Steve. I'm throwing in a little political humor here. That's how you do it. But, Kenny, as he does, Steve, Hayden wants him out, but Kenny, he starts laying in his bed. He lays down. He takes a little relaxer.
Don't worry, I'll let myself out. And by the way, have your gardener look at those rose bushes. It looks like someone drove a security truck over. Oh, Tim Conway's great, man.
He just can't go. But they get him out, and Christine's like, what is going on here, man? So Hayden's like, look, I'll call the security company first thing in the morning. So we cut to the next day. Company Biatch comes in, Howard, but he's coming in with more good news. This guy's full of good news. He got Hayden a limo to go to that speech, which is baller. You show up at a country club in a limo. I mean, I guess that's pretty common, but I don't know. It'd make me feel good inside.
While that's going on, Kenny shows up, and I guess he pruned Rosemary's plant. It's only like, it just looked like a piece of stalk sticking out of the top.
It looks like a toothpick. He whittled that thing down to nothing. And also, Luther's in the room too. So Kenny's stuff is going on. But before Kenny came in, Luther got a little angry that he's like, why are you getting all these like benefits? Where's me and Dobbs benefits? And Howard's like, look, man, I'm actually working on that for you. So that we got two offers in right now. We got one from Weight Watchers that says they're willing to pay you a bunch of money if you're willing to lose 30 pounds. And Luther's like, what's the other one? He's like, oh, Fat Eddie's Donuts. If they can use your name, Limitless Donuts for the rest of your life. And he's like, signed. Get me over there immediately. Give me a dozen.
When's the last time you saw an assistant coach in a commercial? There's levels to this. Become a head coach, and then you could see more endorsements.
Yeah, that's tough. Hi, I'm the offensive coordinator for the Orlando.
Maybe a local commercial, like a dealership or something. Hey, come and see me, and I'll sign your autograph if you get a Honda or something.
Let me help coordinate a deal for you.
Yeah, one of those deals. Mr. Freeze commercial or something. I don't know.
Yeah, but back to Kenny. He's here, and he needs to talk to Hayden. It's a simple question. He's like, you remember that old cart that's down in the basement? You using that? And Hayden's like, no, why? He's like, well, when you're homeless, it's a lot easier to push your stuff around when you got a cart. So I'm going to go ahead and take that.
Wait, man, you're homeless? Well, yeah, I got fired from my security job. Apparently, he's living under a freeway.
So if you're ever on the area, come stop by. And he's like, actually, before I leave, can I get a picture of you, Hayden? Just like to hang up a picture of somebody I like. It makes it feel more homey.
And Hayden, they're like, man, he's just tugging at the heartstrings because he's walking away looking all pitiful and sad. And, we cut to the next scene. Kenny, he comes back to the office and we find out he's not eligible for unemployment. He's not old enough for SSI and disability. What disability?
Yeah. Yeah, he's got some demons coming out of him. But Mrs. Sherman shows up. Is that her name, Steve? Moaner.
Oh, yeah, Moaner. I think her name is. Speaking of Doris, I think her name is Doris, if I'm not mistaken.
It might be. And I think I viewed the subsequent episode that was playing when I just left the TV on. I think she's shagging up with Luth.
She's shagging up with Luth.
Yeah, she's shagging. It's Moaner, though, from Who's the Boss. But she just came in to announce Kenny's still in the building, Steve.
Yeah. She doesn't realize Kenny's in the room.
A little too late. Hayden's like, come on, man. Like, Doris, you got to give some kind of job to Kenny, man. He's been with the Breakers. You got to help me out here. And he's like, it's super important to me.
Now, mind you, as they're talking, Kenny's outside. You're like, we need to have a second. You mind stepping out? And he's just sitting there watching them talk. So by the time he comes back, he's like, man, I tried to read your lips, but I don't speak Spanish.
But Doris, whatever her name is, she's like, you know what, Hayden? Be careful what you wish for, because actually I do have a job for Kenny. He's going to be your personal security guard. Which Kenny, he couldn't be more thrilled. This is his lifelong dream, Steve.
I'm going to be real with you, man. The older I get, Catherine Hellman, I don't know, bro. Moaner, she knows how to play that freaky old lady. It does something.
Sexed up in this show, too, Steve. I don't know. I got to agree. There is something about a nice octogenarian that's just wanting to get some back shots that is pretty appealing.
She holds herself up for an older lady. For old people standards, she's sexy.
She's old lady country club hot, Steve,
Would.
And honestly, I would too, Steve. Why not? Moaning Moaner. So Kenny's got the job. No weapons, though. Hayden's like, look, here's the job detail. You sit on a stool. You watch my door. You stay away from me. No weapons. And if you see anything suspicious, you just tell my secretary, Rosemary. I don't want to hear from you. And Kenny's like, cool, got it. And he just starts patting Doris down.
Yeah, because he's like, when do I start? Now. And then he's like, oh, yeah. Fills Doris up. And he's like, yeah, she's clean, boss. And surprisingly firm.
See, Steve? There you go.
Yeah, she holds it well. Now we're in the limo. And Hayden's like, I can't even think about my speech right now. Thinking about Kenny. It's like seeing a wounded bird. After he says that, we see Kenny running outside the car, trying to keep up.
He's security, Steve. He's top flight security of the world. He can even keep up with the limo. I like that they're like, oh, we can actually pick up some speed now.
Yeah. And he's still trying to keep
he's
up.
like, they make a sudden stop. He flies forward. It's hilarious. And Hayden's like, what the hell are you doing, man? And Kenny's like, look, the president had Secret Service. They're around the car at all times. So that's just what I was doing. And Hayden's thinking on his toes. He's like, look, man, here's the deal. Normal people, they get uncomfortable when they see security guards, right? And the professional security just makes people feel weird. So I can't have you like around. It's going to weird people out. And he's like, and when they look at you, they're going to think you're a professional security. I mean, look at you. You stand out like a sore thumb.
I get it. It's kind of like that Kevin Costner movie where he plays the bodyguard and everybody knew he was a bodyguard. Man, what was the name of that movie? Bodyguard? Yeah, I know, right? What was the name of that movie?
So Hayden's like, look, man, here's some money. Take a cab, go home, chill for the night. You're off duty, right? Thank you for your service. But as Kenny's leaving, of course, he can't just leave. Normally, Steve, his suit jacket gets caught in the window and he just has to take it off. He didn't need it anyway.
And now we're at the banquet. Hayden, he's sitting down with his wife, Christine, and I guess the guy who is running the country club, he's like, man, it's good to see you. Can't wait to hear your speech. But you know what we need right now? Some champagne. So they cut to the waiter, and he orders another champagne for the table. And you hear a bristling behind the plants. It's none other than Kenny Montague. And he fetches for that champagne for table 7. Along the way, he found some place to get a mustache, a faux mustache. I guess he's supposed to be in disguise. He doesn't want anybody to know he's a bodyguard.
Did he whoop someone like a caterer's ass and steal their outfit too? Because he's got an ill-fitting catering outfit on. Before we proceed, Steve, do you know who the so-called what you called the owner of the country club? Do you recognize that guy?
I feel like I've seen him somewhere, man.
Let me just say two words in the character, and let me know if you recognize him now. Turtle doves.
That's him.
That's him, dude. It has to be him.
Why does he look younger?
Probably because they made him look older in the movie, maybe. I don't know.
Mr. Waterman, was that his name?
Yeah, well, his name was Mr. Duncan in Home Alone 2, so just cross-reference that. But I do think that's who it was.
You think or you know?
I didn't look it up. I just looked at the guy. It has to be, Steve. If it's not, he has a younger kid that looks identical to him.
Well, I'm just going to keep my mouth
Yeah,
shut. I'm not.
It's right. It's true. We're the experts, Steve. We just got to, just don't confidence, right?
All this.
No, it's not.
Oh.
You better not. I'm going to watch it just to double check. But anyway, back to the show. Turtle Doves guy, they're having this conversation. Kenny's sneaking in. He's pulling a hitman. He's got the outfit. He tries to pop the bubbly, but of course it doesn't just pop, and he starts spraying people. It's a whole thing. It's a whole kerfuffle, Steve.
Everywhere. I'm a waiter. No, you're not, dude. What? My name's not Kenny. I'm Armando. Look, dude, I gave you cab fare. I thought it was so that I could get this tux and be here.
You said I couldn't look like a bodyguard, right? That's what you said. So I got this outfit. We're good to go. But Hayden, at this point, he blows his tops. He's like, I'm done with this. You screw everything up. You make me look like an idiot. Get out of here. And I mean, he does it in front of everybody too. So that kind of hurts.
I guess I let you down again. Story of my life. And again, he does that pitiful walk away. Then Hayden just goes back to his seat. Shortly after that, he gets introduced to do his speech. And as he approaches the podium, Kenny, he notices a golf ball. And I don't know how is this happening? Is this outside or what? Because he notices the golf ball from outside flying in the air at a fast pace. And he's like, watch out for the golf ball. And then he does the slow motion. I love these, just like in Jamie Foxx. And I don't know if this was a fake slow motion. It looked like it was, because it's comedic genius he is, man. All of that was hilarious, but he makes it to Hayden just in time to protect him from that flying golf ball.
And I will always love Coach. Yeah, I mean, he really takes one for Coach, Steve, right into the chops. Kenny throws one last line. He's like, it's just like that Kevin Costner. But then we cut to Hayden's first game at the club, Steve. We're past that whole thing that happened. Hayden's just enjoying the golf course, talking to Mr. Duncan, who it is. You're not going to be able to cut it.
Okay.
I'm telling you, you're going to look it up, and I'm right.
I already did. And okay, you want to keep it, fine. Just know it's going to be some other stuff on that. And I don't want to.
I love you, Steve, and I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cause a kerfuffle just like Kenny. But turns out, Steve, that Kenny, because he took a golf ball to the chops on company property, he actually lucked into a job at the country club.
The studio audience already laughs because the guy's like, let me introduce you to your caddy. Everybody knows what's about to happen, dude. It's like Kenny shows up. He's like, want to bring the cart around? Immediately, he crashes the cart. So, will you gentlemen be playing the white keys or the blue keys?
Dude, Kenny Montague, that's a shirt, Steve. I'm going to make that as soon as we get off this show. Kenny Montague, legend.
because this is a revisit from a previous episode called The Gardener.
The Body Gardener too. What wordplay? Look at these '90s writers in the wordplay, Steve.
I love it. But yeah, man, Tim Conway, I can't say this enough. Ohio legend, Bowling Green legend, a Ziggy Zumba.
Oh, maybe he lived on Friar Street, Steve.
Going to the corner grill.
Not Friar Street, Napoleon. I'm screwing up towns.
Napoleon, Sterling before Sterling. It was probably just a cornfield when he was there.
Oh, yeah.
But in 1999, Payback premieres. After a successful heist, Porter is left for dead. Once he recovers, he seeks vengeance and wants his share of the money. Directed by Brian Helgeland, starring racist Mel Gibson, Greg Henry, Maria Bella, and David Paymer, with a special Lucy Liu.
I dug this movie. I mean, it's got racist Mel Gibson in it, which stinks that he tarnished his career like that. But at the same time, man, like this movie has style. It's just like a typical gangster flick with a guy that wants some revenge and whatnot, but got style, got a lot of cool characters in it.
Matt, I always love it when somebody gets their lick back. You know, even though he's a piece of S, his character got done dirty. So you basically follow him through his journey of cheating death, because I think he got shot and stabbed. He comes back to life, surprises everybody. Remember me?
Wow. It's Mel Gibson getting tore up too, because like you said, he's not getting treated well. I mean, even through this whole movie, he's getting his ass kicked. He's getting shot. People are constantly like, damn, you're still alive? But I feel like for this time period, like right before 2000s, there was a lot of movies that were coming out with like the stylized action, like the Snatches of the world and stuff like that. And I think this kind of falls into that a little bit. And Mel Gibson, we didn't know how big of a scumbag he was back then. And he was just cool as hell in this movie.
In the 90s, yeah, we didn't know. And apparently the backstory of this movie was Brian Helgeland, he got edged out by Mel Gibson. And Chris Christopherson's in this movie too. He wasn't even originally in the movie. So Mel Gibson brought him on. And then later, Brian Helgeland, he would release his version, the director's cut. So, you know, maybe if we read deep in the internet, we probably would have realized Mel Gibson was a POS at the time. But Larry Sanders' agent, remember the guy from the Tim Conway episode we covered, the little ratty guy? He's in this movie playing a little ratty guy.
Of course, that is his typecast. He's ratty guy or politician who inherently are ratty guys. But I think what's also hilarious, and now you kind of like set off like a memory from my research, that the Helgeland guy, the guy that directed this, he got fired like 2 days after winning an Academy Award for LA Confidential.
Wow.
So it's like they fired a guy at the tip top, and they were just, so that must be a Mel Gibson thing.
Yeah, who didn't have an Oscar at that time.
You come over here and you jack me off, suck, whatever he said in that weird phone call. This guy's a creep, but this movie, like, give it a watch.
Yeah, I was apprehensive, but like, I'm glad I watched it. What are the callbacks for this week?
I just want to kind of just say, because I was getting long-winded, but Jeff Bridges, man, like The Vanishing, I just feel like this guy's range, and like I didn't have an appreciation of Jeff Bridges as much as I do as like now. Obviously, we're older, we appreciate other things, but like, man, this guy's good at playing a lot of different things. He's a great actor, and just like it was a surprising thing because I've heard of The Vanishing, but this is the first time where I kind of just like went into a movie and was like, all right, I'm going to watch it. I'm going to give it a shot in a while, where I was like super pleasantly surprised by it. So I guess my callback is Jeff Bridges. You the man.
All right. So for me, I got a couple items. Jamie Foxx in 97, they're airing Act Like You Love Me. And Janet Hubert, the original Aunt Viv, she plays like this cougar, this highly esteemed actress who can get Jamie a foot in the door, but you gotta sex with her first. You gotta do the sex with her. And I like this look on Aunt Viv. I like that she plays this sexy cougar, but Jamie's turning down all her advances because she's actually a homegirl of Aunt Helen. So that happens. And then Drew Carey show is airing Drew Blows His Promotion, where the guys and Kate, they prank him. And he's going up for promotion. He's doing this PSA to get the promotion. So they edited fart sounds into his PSA video, but it wasn't supposed to go. It wasn't supposed to be the version that Drew handed into the board. So they mistakenly misplaced it, and he turns in the fart sound, and then hilarity ensues because Miss Louder. We got to cover episodes when she pops up too. It like her, Mr. Wig, they're all laughing at Drew, and then he gets slipped some beans into his cake. They prank him again, and now he actually has the farts. So when he comes back into the office, he's trying to hold it in, and, just like, and they're clowning about him. But yeah, that happens. And also, I want to give a shout out. This is a long overdue shout out. We lost TK Carter earlier this month, and TK Carter, he played Tyrone, the guardian angel, in that Family Matters episode we covered. We just talked about that in December. So RIP to him. We also lost Catherine O'Hara. I found out yesterday. She's a comedic legend, man. One of the best comedic actresses, in my opinion, man. Watching Home Alone, watching Beetlejuice,
That hurt.
The same.
When I found out she died, I don't know. Like sometimes celebrities that just kind of pass you by. I was like, oh, dang. I definitely had to like sit and think about that. Rest in peace to both those people.
And just this morning, I found out Damon Wilson, who wasn't as relevant in the 90s, but he was Lamont from Sanford and Son. And he was the lone survivor out of everybody on the show. He was the last one. So now everybody from the show is gone. That's a show I grew up watching with my grandparents. Still to this day, man, I watch it for nostalgia purposes, man. But yeah, please like, share, subscribe, and comment. Please tell your sister. Check out Food Show Fanatics as well as Crushgasm Wednesday every day, or Crushgasm every Wednesday with Kendra G, our guy Clark the Shark on Podcastle, and Wrestling with Ronzilla on TikTok. This is Steve G and Matt G with
Happened in the 90s.
Matt was the fat kid, Steve was the black kid. Life wasn't always great, but you know what was? The 90s. Happened in the 90s. Yeah!
Shut up, bitch!